Hello everyone, in this video we're going to go over some sample questions for Canadian Citizenship Test. Feel free to pause the video if you need more time to answer these questions. Let's begin. Question number 1. Who are the Aboriginal peoples of Canada? Option A, United Empire Loyalists. Option B, Métis. Option C, immigrants from Australia. Option D, the first inhabitants of Canada. The answer is option D, the first inhabitants of Canada. Question 2. Who is the mayor of Toronto? Olivia Cho, John Tory, David Onley, David Miller. The answer is option A, Olivia Cho. Question 3. Name the federal political parties represented in the House of Commons and their leaders. Option A, Conservative Party of Canada, Pierre Poilievre, New Democratic Party. Jagmeet Singh, Liberal Party of Canada, Justin Trudeau. Bloc Québécois, V. Franco Blanchet. Green Party, Elizabeth May and Mike Maurice. Option B, Conservative Party of Canada, Pierre Poilievre, Liberal Party of Canada, Justin Trudeau. New Democratic Party, Jagmeet Singh. Bloc Québécois, V. Franco Blanchet. Option C, Conservative Party of Canada, Pierre Poilievre, Liberal Party of Canada, Justin Trudeau. Green Party, Elizabeth May and Mike Maurice. Bloc Québécois, V. Franco Blanchet. Option D, Conservative Party of Canada, Pierre Poilievre, Liberal Party of Canada, Justin Trudeau. New Democratic Party, Jagmeet Singh. Green Party, Elizabeth May and Mike Maurice. The answer is option A, Conservative Party of Canada, Pierre Poilievre, New Democratic Party, Jagmeet Singh, Liberal Party of Canada, Justin Trudeau. Bloc Québécois, V. Franco Blanchet. Green Party, Elizabeth May and Mike Maurice. Question 4. Name 2 fundamental freedoms under Canadian law. Option A, equality rights and care for the environment. Option B, Aboriginal rights and conservative voter. Option C, freedom of conscience and religion and freedom of association. Option D, the Magna Carta and the English Common Law. The answer is option C, freedom of conscience and religion and freedom of association. Question 5. Who is the Lieutenant Governor of Ontario? Option A, Elizabeth Doddswell. Option B, James Bartleman. Option C, Michelle Jean. Option D, Edith Dumont. The answer is option D, Edith Dumont. Question 6. Why is the Battle of Vimy Ridge important to Canadians? Option A, it was the last battle of the First World War. Option B, it was an important victory in the Boer War. Option C, it has come to symbolize Canada's coming of age as a nation. Option D, out of it was formed the Canadian Corps. The answer is option C, it has come to symbolize Canada's coming of age as a nation. Question 7. Who was the first Prime Minister of Canada? The answer is the first option, Sir John A. Macdonald. Question 8. Which federal political party is in power? Option A, Liberal Party of Canada. Option B, Green Party. Option C, Conservative Party of Canada. Option D, New Democratic Party. The answer is option A, Liberal Party of Canada. Question 9. Name the 3 levels of government in Canada. Option A, federal, state, and municipal. Option B, federal, provincial, or territorial, and state. Option C, federal, provincial, or territorial, and municipal. Option D, federal, provincial, or territorial, and local. The answer is option C, federal, provincial, or territorial, and municipal. Question 10. Name the provinces in the Atlantic region. Option A, Newfoundland and Labrador, Nova Scotia, New Brunswick, Cape Breton Island. Option B, Newfoundland and Labrador, Quebec, New Brunswick, Prince Edward Island. Option C, Newfoundland and Labrador, Nova Scotia, New Brunswick, Manitoulin Island. Option D, Newfoundland and Labrador, Nova Scotia, New Brunswick, Prince Edward Island. The answer is option D, Newfoundland and Labrador, Nova Scotia, New Brunswick, Prince Edward Island. Those are the provinces in the Atlantic region. Question 11. What do you call a law before it is passed? A bill, a legal document, a proposal, a debate. The answer is option A, a bill. Question 12. Which political party is in power in Ontario? The Progressive Conservative Party, the New Democratic Party, the Liberal Party, the Green Party. The answer is option A, the Progressive Conservative Party. What is meant by a secret ballot? Option A, an unknown voting location. Option B, a private candidates meeting. Option C, no one can accompany you to a polling station. Option D, no one can watch you vote and no one should look at how you voted. The answer is option D, no one can watch you vote and no one should look at how you voted. Question 14. Name the 5 Great Lakes. Option A, Erie, Huron, Michigan, Ontario, and Simcoe. Option B, Erie, Huron, Michigan, Ontario, and Superior. Option C, Erie, Hudson's Bay, Michigan, Ontario, and Superior. Option D, Erie, Huron, Niagara, Ontario, and Superior. The answer is option B, Erie, Huron, Michigan, Ontario, and Superior. The 5 Great Lakes. What is the capital of Ontario? Toronto, Hamilton, London, Mississauga. Keep in mind, this question is asking for the capital of Ontario. The answer is Toronto. But keep in mind, the capital of Canada is Ottawa. So if the question was, what is the capital of Canada? The answer would have been Ottawa. But here it's asking for the capital of Ontario. The capital of Ontario is Toronto. The capital of Canada is Ottawa. Don't mix these two up. Question 16. Name 2 responsibilities of the federal government. Option A, snow removal and national defense. Option B, foreign policy and firefighting. Option C, emergency services and citizenship. Option D, foreign policy and national defense. The answer is option D, foreign policy and national defense. Question 17. Who are the Quebecois? A, French-speaking Catholics. B, descendants of French colonists. C, European settlers. D, people of Quebec. The answer is option D, people of Quebec. Question 18. Who is Canada's Prime Minister? Delton McGuinty, Stephen Lewis, Michelle Jean, Justin Trudeau. Option D, Justin Trudeau. Question 19. Who is the Prime Minister of Ontario? Tim Hodak, Doug Ford, Andrea Horwath, Stephen Del Duca. The answer is option B, Doug Ford. Question 20. What do you mark on a federal election ballot? Option A, write an X in the circle beside the name of your chosen candidate. Option B, write your name beside your chosen candidate. Option C, write the name of your chosen candidate. Option D, draw a line under the name of your chosen candidate. The answer is option A, write an X in the circle beside the name of your chosen candidate. Question 21. When is Canada Day and what do we celebrate? Option A, July 4th, when we celebrate the anniversary of Confederation. Option B, June 24th, when we celebrate multiculturalism. Option C, July 1st, when we celebrate the anniversary of Confederation. Option D, May 21st, when we celebrate the Queen's birthday. The answer is option C, July 1st, when we celebrate the anniversary of Confederation. Question 22. Name two responsibilities of the provincial government. Option A, communication and education. Option B, health and recycling. Option C, education and health. Option D, education and defense. The answer is option C, education and health. Question 23. What are the first two lines of the national anthem, O Canada? Option A, O Canada, our home and native land, with glowing hearts we see thee rise. Option B, O Canada, our home and native land, through patriot love in all of us command. Option C, O Canada, our home and native land, God keep our land glorious and free. Option D, God keep our land glorious and free. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. The answer is option B, O Canada, our home and native land, through patriot love in all of us command. Keep in mind it's asking for the first two lines. Next question. Question 24. What do you promise when you take the oath of citizenship? Option A, to pledge your loyalty to the sovereign, His Majesty King Charles III. Option B, to pledge your allegiance to the flag and fulfill the duties of a Canadian. Option C, to pledge your allegiance to the Canadian Constitution. Option D, to pledge your loyalty to Canada from sea to sea. The answer is option A, to pledge your loyalty to the sovereign, His Majesty King Charles III. Option A is the answer. Question 25. What is written on a federal election ballot? Option A, the list of candidates for Prime Minister in the alphabetic order from A to Z. Option B, the names of the candidates in your electoral district in the alphabetic order from A to Z. Option C, the election results. Option D, your name and address. The answer is option B, the name of the candidates in your electoral district in alphabetic order from A to Z. Question 26. Who are the Acadians? Option A, First Nations people of the Arctic. Option B, descendants of French colonies who settled in what are now the Maritime provinces beginning in 1604. Option C, descendants of United Empire loyalists who settled in Nova Scotia in 1604. Option D, English members of La Francophonie. The answer is option B, descendants of French colonies who settled in what are now the Maritime provinces beginning in 1604. Question 27. What is the Underground Railroad? Option A, the first railway to cross Canada. Option B, the CPR's Sacred Railway Line. Option C, the TTC subway system. Option D, a network used by slaves who escaped the United States into Canada. The answer is option D, a network used by slaves who escaped the United States into Canada. Question 28. Which level of government is responsible for bylaws? Federal, municipal, state, territorial. The answer is option B, municipal. Who is Canada's head of a state? A, the Prime Minister Justin Trudeau. B, the Governor General Marie Simon. C, the Consort of the Queen, Prince Philip. D, the Sovereign, His Majesty King Charles III. The answer is option D, the Sovereign, His Majesty King Charles III. Question 30. When did Nunavut become a territory? 1989, 1999, 2001, 2000. The answer is option B, 1999. Question 31. What is a voter information card? Option A, the written proof that you have voted. Option B, a list of all the candidates running in a federal election. Option C, a form that tells you your name is on the voters list and where you vote. Option D, a form that tells you who to vote for. The answer is option C, a form that tells you your name is on the voters list and where you vote. Question 32. What does due process mean? Option A, you must prove your innocence in court. Option B, the government must respect all the legal rights a person is entitled to under the law. Option C, the government must respect most of the legal rights a person is entitled to under the law. Option D, the law applies to everyone in Canada except judges and politicians. The answer is option B. The government must respect all the legal rights a person is entitled to under the law. Question 33. Who are the Métis? Option A, the distinct Aboriginal people of Atlantic Canada. Option B, a people of mixed Inuit First Nation ancestry, most of whom live on the prairies. Option C, First Nations people speaking the Michif dialect. Option D, a distinct people of mixed Aboriginal and European ancestry. The answer is option D, a distinct people of mixed Aboriginal and European ancestry. Question 34. Which four provinces first form confederation? Option A, Ontario, Quebec, Nova Scotia, and New Brunswick. Option B, Ontario, Quebec, New Brunswick, and Prince Edward Island. Option C, Ontario, Quebec, Newfoundland, and Labrador and Nova Scotia. Option D, Quebec, Nova Scotia, New Brunswick, and Prince Edward Island. The answer is option A, Ontario, Quebec, Nova Scotia, and New Brunswick. Question 35. What was the head tax? Option A, a discriminatory race-based entry fee to Canada. Option B, a tax based on the number of children per family. Option C, a fee charged for riding the railroad. Option D, a discriminatory kind of property tax. The answer is option A, a discriminatory race-based entry fee to Canada. Question 36. What are Canada's two official languages? Option A, French and English. Option B, English and Flemish. Option C, English and Chinese. Option D, French and Canadian. The answer is option A, French and English. Question 37. In the 1960s, Quebec experienced rapid change. What is this period called? Option A, the Real Rebellion. Option B, the Quiet Revolution. Option C, the People's Revolution. Option D, the French Rebellion. The answer is option B, the Quiet Revolution. Question 38. Give an example of how you can help in the community. Option A, wear red on Canada Day. Option B, drive to work. Option C, volunteer at a food bank. Option D, wash your car. The answer is option C, volunteer at a food bank. Question 39. Which three oceans line Canada's frontiers? Option A, Atlantic, Pacific, Bering. Option B, Pacific, Atlantic, Arctic. Option C, Pacific, Atlantic, Antarctic. Option D, Atlantic, Hudson's Bay, Pacific. The answer is option B, Pacific, Atlantic, Arctic. Question 40. Who was Louis Riel? Option A, a Métis leader and the father of Manitoba. Option B, a mounted policeman and soldier of the Queen. Option C, a winner of the Victoria Cross. Option D, the Prime Minister of Canada during World War I. The answer is option A, a Métis leader and the father of Manitoba. Question 41. What is the capital of Canada? Toronto, Ottawa, Montreal, Vancouver. The answer is Ottawa. Capital of Canada is Ottawa. How many electoral districts are there in Canada? 803, 338, 300, 305. The answer is option B, 338. Question 43. Who has the right to vote in federal elections? Option A, Canadian citizens who are at least 19 years of age and on the voters list. Option B, Canadian citizens who are at least 18 years of age and on the voters list. Option C, Canadian citizens and landed immigrants who are at least 18 years of age. Option D, Canadian citizens and landed immigrants who are at least 19 years of age. The answer is option B, Canadian citizens who are at least 18 years of age and on the voters list. Question 44. During the War of 1812, the Americans burned down the Parliament building in York, now Toronto. What did the British and Canadians do in return? Option A, they attacked American merchant ships. Option B, they expanded their defense system, including Fort York. Option C, they burned down the White House in Washington, D.C. Option D, they captured Niagara Falls. The answer is option C, they burned down the White House in Washington, D.C. Question 45. What is the population of Canada? About 20 million, about 3 million, about 25 million, about 36 million. The answer is option D, about 36 million. Question 46. Name 3 responsibilities of Canadian citizenship. Option A, serving on a jury, keeping your yard tidy, and helping others in the community. Option B, obeying the law, voting in election, and working for the government. Option C, obeying the law, voting in the election, and taking responsibility for oneself and family. Option D, voting in election, taking responsibility for others, and protecting the environment. The answer is option C, obeying the law, voting in the election, and taking responsibility for oneself and family. Question 47. List 3 ways you can protect the environment. Option A, recycle, conserve energy and water, and join a carpool. Option B, recycle, conserve energy and drive your car to work. Option C, recycle, conserve energy and mow your lawn. Option D, recycle, conserve energy and buy bottled water. The answer is option A, recycle, conserve energy and water, and join a carpool. Question 48. What is the significance of the discovery of insulin by Frederick Banting and Charles Best? Option A, the discovery has saved 16 million people worldwide. Option B, it meant more money for Canada's healthcare system. Option C, it meant more Canadians have become doctors. Option D, it increased the number of hospitals and clinics in Canada. The answer is option A, the discovery has saved 16 million people worldwide. Also, for this question, make sure you know the names of the people who discovered insulin. In other words, make sure you know that Frederick Banting and Charles Best are the people who discovered insulin. Their names are important. You must know their names. Question 49. List 4 additional rights Canadian citizens have under the Canadian Charter of Rights and Freedoms. Option A, the right to be educated in either official language, the right to apply for a Canadian passport, the right to vote, the right to enter and leave Canada freely. Option B, the right to be educated in either official language, the right to apply for a Canadian passport, the right to drive, the right to enter and leave Canada freely. Option C, the right to enter and leave Canada and the United States freely, the right to apply for a Canadian passport, the right to be educated, the right to vote. Option D, the right to live and work anywhere in Canada, the right to vote, the right to be educated in either official languages, the right to drive. The answer is option A, the right to be educated in either official languages, the right to apply for a Canadian passport, the right to vote, the right to enter and leave Canada freely. Question 50. What are three parts of Parliament? Option A, the Sovereign, the House of Commons, and the Senate. Option B, the Sovereign, the Prime Minister, and the Premiers. Option C, the Sovereign, the Governor General, and the Prime Minister. Option D, the Prime Minister, the House of Commons, and the Senate. The answer is option A, the Sovereign, the House of Commons, and the Senate. Question 51. What should you do if you don't receive a voter's card? Option A, call the police. Option B, contact Election Canada or visit their website to ensure your name is on the voters list. Option C, call your member of parliament. Option D, assume you cannot vote. The answer is option B, contact the Election Canada or visit their website to ensure your name is on the voters list. Question 52. What is meant by the equality of women and men? Option A, men and women are treated equally under the law. Option B, men and women are the same. Option C, men and women are similar. Option D, men and women need to obey the law. The answer is option A, men and women are treated equally under the law. Question 53. Who do Canadians vote for in a federal election? Option A, a candidate they want to represent them in Parliament. Option B, a candidate they want to be the Premier. Option C, a candidate they want to represent them in the Senate. Option D, a candidate they want to be the head of a state. The answer is option A, a candidate they want to represent them in the Parliament. Question 54. How is a government formed after a federal election? Option A, the party with most elected representatives become the party in power. The leader of the party is chosen by the king. Option B, the governor general chooses a party and a prime minister to run the government. Option C, each province elects one representative, one of whom is chosen by the king to be the prime minister. Option D, the party with the most elected representatives become the party in power. The leader of the party becomes the prime minister. The answer is option D, the party with the most elected representative become the party in power. The leader of the party become the prime minister. Question 55. Who represent the sovereign in Canada? Option A, the Governor General Mary Simon. Option B, the Mayor of Toronto, John Tory. Option C, the Prime Minister, Justin Trudeau. Option D, the Premier, Doug Ford. The answer is option A, the Governor General Mary Simon. Question 56. Name the prairie provinces. Option A, Manitoba, Saskatchewan, and British Columbia. Option B, Manitoba, Saskatchewan, and Alberta. Option C, Manitoba, Saskatoon, and Alberta. Option D, Ontario, Manitoba, and Saskatchewan. The answer is option B, Manitoba, Saskatchewan, and Alberta. Those are the prairie provinces. Question 57. Which party becomes His Majesty's loyal opposition? Option A, the party with the second most elected representative. Option B, the party the king selects. Option C, the party with the fewest number of elected representatives. Option D, the party with the third most elected representatives. The answer is option A, the party with the second most elected representatives. Question 58. Which federal political party is His Majesty's loyal opposition? Option A, Liberal Party of Canada. Option B, New Democratic Party. Option C, Green Party. Option D, Conservative Party. The answer is option D, Conservative Party. Question 59. What are the three main groups of Aboriginal peoples? Option A, First Nation, Inuit, Métis. Option B, Acadians, Inuit, Métis. Option C, First Nations, French and Inuit. Option D, First Nation, Acadians, and Inuit. The answer is option A, First Nations, Inuit, Métis. This is an important question. Question 60 and last question. What is the meaning of the Remembrance Day poppy? Option A, Canadians wear it on the first day of spring. Option B, wearing it commemorate Confederation. Option C, wearing it commemorate the sacrifice of Canadian soldiers. Option D, wearing it commemorates Canada Day. The answer is option C, wearing it commemorates the sacrifice of Canadian soldiers. Hope this video was helpful. Good luck on your Canadian citizenship test. Don't forget to subscribe and like.